let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. DC was by far and away the worst team in Major League Soccer this season. They've been out of the playoffs, I think, for 3 years in a row, and it's been not like TFC where it's been like, up, 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 and then a slight step back. Theirs has been up, down, down, down. They only won 3 games at home this year, and those were games against Philly and Chivas that finished next to them in the bottom of the league, and KC, which finished just a little ahead, I think, of TFC all season. So everybody went into their house and got a draw or a win. The game, of course, as I mentioned, statistically, for the end of the season didn't really mean a hell of a lot. I like the fact that Maicon Santos, for example, and I just want to talk about a few players specifically this evening. Maicon Santos in the last 2 games against Columbus, that wonderful goal where he took the ball from behind the TFC center line, marched all the way down to the top of the Columbus box and scored a screamer. He did another goal off a long ball from Nicola Braca, who had a good game as well. Brought it down, chested it, let it go through, played it on his left foot, and scored a great goal to make TFC get back into the game. Dero scored 2 nice goals, including a lovely little tic-tac-toe play from Nicholas Lindsay, who we'll get to in a second, and Jacob Peterson, who, with due respect to him, I think he should be gone as well. Again, I'll get to both of those guys later. Dero has scored 15 goals in Major League Soccer this season, 17 in all competitions. So let the debate begin about his contract status. Obviously, we had the little check writing scenario a few weeks ago. Dero came out and apologized. Has been a good player and a good citizen since that time, and has let his play on the pitch actually show how basically what he wants, and I'll give him full credit for at least doing that. I'm still absolutely not convinced of him being a DP. I did, in fact, write about that earlier this season. I've subsequently changed my mind about him being a DP. I'm not sure if he is one, but I will, of course, give him credit where credit is due for kicking it into overdrive and winning the game tonight for the Reds. Now, Nicholas Lindsay, who I've been raving about for the last few weeks, 17-year-old winger for TFC, looked absolutely fabulous again this evening. He ran at defenders all night. Not only that, he defended really well. He actually tracked back time after time after time, which is something that a young player really, often it's usually a young player who maybe has a lot of offensive flair or a gift to the game. They're often very lacking on the technical part of the game, and defense is a very technical position. To his credit, he tracked back all night and looked very, very solid on the defense. He put a wonderful ball through to Jacob Peterson, who put the little tic-tac-toe pass onto Dero for the game winner. Again, I'll give him credit there. But again, Lindsay is 17 years old. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I can see him getting significant minutes in 2011. Whether he's going to be a starting 11 player for Toronto FC, of course, remains to be seen. There's going to be another season of off-season, I should say, of upheaval to come. But I think he definitely, as I stated in my last video blog, gives us all something to hope for in 2011 and beyond. Enigma of the match went, of course, I think, with all due respect to Julian de Guzman. Julian has been a lightning rod with a lot of Toronto FC fans, and I really haven't spoken about him too much. I'm one of the very few really engaged TFC fans that hasn't come out and talked about what they feel about Julian de Guzman. Obviously, the results on the pitch and the results on the score sheet and the results for him as an individual player probably have been a bit of a disappointment over the last year and a half, especially with him being on a designated player deal. I think the handball error in the first half, and it was a flail of the arm, a la Marvell win last season with Dallas. It was a real brain fart that led to Jaime Moreno's penalty and a goal by DC United to give them the lead. De Guzman just frankly looked disengaged at times, especially during that first half of the game, where either he looked to be not mentally into the game or always out of position. But then you go to the second half of the game, and there was a good 30 35 minutes of that second half where, frankly, he was the best player on the pitch. He just bossed the midfield. He played aggressively. His outlet passes were wonderful. He's a small guy, but he's strong as an ox on the ball and looked really, really good doing so. But there's the bloody enigma. It sums him up. In the first half, you've got that disengagement. In that second half, you've got that tantalizing little bit of talent that actually says that this guy is the real deal. Oh, but that's been a year and a half now. Come on, he's been here since the middle of last summer. Out of the playoffs last year, out of the playoffs this year. He's been here for a full year. The acclimatization to MLS should have taken place maybe at the end of last season. I'll give him a mulligan on 2009. But he had training camp. He had the entire season of 2010 to really show what he could do as a world-class player and a Canadian international. And I don't think he's lived up to expectations. If I'm the general manager of Toronto FC, I'm giving his agent a tap on the shoulder, and I'm going to say, hey, maybe it's time for you to start taking a look at moving back to Europe in the transfer window. I know Deportivo, his former team, is sucking the hind tit down in Spain right now. Maybe they might be able to take him back on a free. I don't know, but I'm really thinking that it might be. Again, who knows? Maybe they're hamstrung with the contract. I don't know. Maybe he wants to stay. Maybe a new regime says he's going to be the building block. I don't know. But if it's my call, I say, thank you. You're a great player. You're just not a TFC player. You're not an MLS player. And I wish you well in your future endeavors. I've got less good things to say about two players, maybe four players, really, that I think on the first blush should be... we should see them for the last time in Toronto FC red. Mista, again, I've railed about him being, and I think it's official now, in my humble opinion, the worst designated player signing in the history of Major League Soccer. People can talk about Landon with Dallas. People can talk about the guy with DC, the Serbian guy whose name escapes me. It's almost unpronounceable anyway, but the DC guy was pretty bad as well. But I think Mista, for the dollars he brought in and for the one goal in, I think, 12 games, it's an absolute disgrace. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Jacob Peterson, nice pass and a couple of nice goals, notwithstanding, I don't think is worthy of a contract with TFC again. O'Brien White is another one that I think people need to remember. He's not a prospect anymore, people. He's going to be 26 years old next year. What you see from O'Brien White right now is what you get. I don't think it's good enough at the Major League Soccer level. And one of the last real, frankly, with all due respect to him, negative parts of the Mo Johnston era has to go as well, and that's his old roommate at the Kansas City Wizards, Nick Garcia. If Nick was able to come back on 40 grand, yes, he's not going to want to. Again, don't let the door hit your arse on the way out. Oh, what a season. This is the last video blog of the season. I committed when I started the blog back in March to doing a video blog after every TFC game home and away. I think maybe I missed maybe 3 games during the season. I do want to say thank you for all of your feedback, whether it's too many ums and ahs, whether it's weird backgrounds, whether it's not enough smiles, whether it's too many smiles, whether it's repetition, whatever it is. I do appreciate the feedback, negative and some positive feedback I've gotten as well. Again, it's a work in progress. I do appreciate the fact that I've got a lot of people out there that have been very encouraging this season as well when it comes to the videos and to the content of the blog as well. So you won't be seeing my face in video form on the blog until the season starts again in 2011. And again, I can't thank you all enough for your continued support.